Hi, this review is on the movie True Grit. So the plot of this movie is this farm girl named Maddie Ross, played by Haley Steinfeld, finds out that her father got murdered by this guy named Tom Cheney, played by Josh Brolin, and then she hires this gunman named Reuben Cogburn, or Rooster, played by Jeff Bridges, to hunt him down and try to kill him. And they're also joined by this Texan Ranger named LaBeouf, played by Matt Damon, who also joins them because he also wants to track down Tom Cheney because he killed a senator. So they all go on a wild chase to track this guy down, all for their own purposes, while testing, their own morality and motivations to see, if they're up for trying to stop an outlaw. This was a really good movie. I highly enjoy this. I'm not really experienced with westerns. I haven't seen that many westerns in my life, but this was a good one. And if you're wondering, no, I haven't seen the original because I know there was one in the or I guess is this technically a remake? Because was True Grit a book? I don't know, but either way, I did really like this movie. It kind of just felt, like a western, but it also kind of felt like, westerns were kind of like action thrillers at the time because at the time movies weren't really that fast paced and high budget as they are now. So this really does go back to the roots of what western movies were. Like they took place in like kind of old abandoned towns and, lots of men, slinging their guns and and riding horses. Like it's kind of got that really adventure vibe. Like it's like an action thriller, but kind of an old timey one, which makes sense because I guess this is adapted from another movie. And like which I said I haven't seen, but in its own right, I do think it was. I thought it was pretty fun. It was really interesting. It does kind of make me want to go back and maybe check out some old westerns because just even the feel of it's really good. I mean, this movie is only like a decade old, but it still kind of has that feel of like an old timey western vibe because the scale isn't super huge. It's more of like kind of a yeah, it does kind of that old timey feel because so that's what makes it really good because it really captures the western vibe. And this was directed by the Coen brothers, who aside from Hail Caesar, I haven't seen any of their movies. I hear lots of their stuff is great, and this was really good, so I'll definitely have to check out more of their stuff. And I don't know if they've done any other westerns. They probably haven't, but I think they really do have a talent for directing westerns when it comes to this. I think they should try this genre again because it really does capture that feel of not quite a huge blockbuster, but it just feels like a more modern take on a bunch of westerns that we grew up that a bunch of older people grew up on because westerns used to be big kind of before like most action thrillers and superhero movies are today. And it has a really good cast. Haley Steinfeld plays Megan. You all know I'm a huge fan of Haley Steinfeld, and this was the first movie she was ever in. And yeah, honestly, she does really good for her first time. I mean, I know she was in a couple short films before this, but this was the first like actual movie, like the first feature film she was in. And yeah, for her age, like she was only 13 when this was filmed, and I think she did a really good job. Her fake Southern accent is kind of a little campy. Fake accents are sometimes kind of weird in movies to me, but although I think lots of Brits can pull off an American accent, but like it's fun. Like she really has that feeling of like a young, inexperienced kid who just wants to be a hero and wants to track down an evil villain. And she has really good chemistry with Jeff Bridges. I mean, yeah, Jeff Bridges, like, they do bicker a lot. It's kind of like, a buddy action film, but like, it makes it interesting. Conflict is a central thing for films. And Matt Damon, like I said, he also plays the guy in Matt Damon. He's always a great actor. I love Matt Damon. He's great in pretty much anything. Lots of dramas he's great in, but also action movies. He's just likable. I don't know why. There's just something really likable about him, I guess. Josh Brolin, who really has a knack for playing villains, great as always. It's just a fun film. Like it really feels like a great callback to old western movies while still telling an old story for a new generation. Like it really captures it well. I might check out the original True Grit sometime because I did really like this one enough, so I'll probably give the original one a shot. It it's just a fun action film. Like it's not super effects driven or anything. It's not a blockbuster really, but like it's still, exciting and it's still entertaining. So it gets its job done as an action movie without being, all flashy and stuff. So yeah, True Grit, like even though the plot's kind of basic, it makes up for it with some engaging characters, really good action, and really amazing performances, and a makes for a great callback to old westerns. So yeah, True Grit, really good movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. So I'll catch you later with whatever I got up my sleeve next. So later.